final audience of appliance pros. So these are delivery, install, service. So it sounds like RH Peterson has a lot of support to really help these folks. When it comes down to installing outdoor appliances, that can really be a barrier where it's a little outside the box for some installers that are only used to indoor appliances. So sometimes it falls on the builder or the hardscape designer or someone in that category. What are some
Right.
things that Fire Magic does to make these folks' lives a little easier when it comes to installing the appliances?
Well, I think the first thing, and this is one of the biggest nightmares that any appliance dealer has, and that is when they sell the product gets shipped to the job site, and the customer calls frantic and says, "You shipped me a natural gas grill. I need propane." Okay, I've lived through that as an appliance dealer a number of times, and I know every appliance dealer has. We actually ship every one of our grills with the orifices for natural gas or propane. And if we build it as a propane grill, we'll ship it with the natural gas orifices to be converted. And if we build it as a propane grill, we will do the same. We make it very easy that once the product's on site, that you can adjust for that type of mistake, which is a very, very common mistake. And it really saves on them having to wait for an LP kit or natural gas kit to get shipped there because their plumber's there right now to do the installation. It just really saves. And as minute as it sounds, it's a big deal. It really is. Because we want to have, we want our customer to have the best experience possible. And the last thing you want as a manufacturer is to have a negative just going into the relationship with that customer because we shipped them a natural gas and they wanted propane or something like that.
What a great point. And it's a point I'd like to share with salespeople as well, because I've run into that myself. I have run out with a little packet of orifices to a job site because we needed to make the conversion.
Right.
And that as a company, you decided to do this where it's really, besides the convenience and helping the customer, it's an expense to the company. The half that's not getting used is getting thrown away. And you could very easily say, no, we're not paying for that. It's not our problem. They should have ordered the right one.
Right.
That's a huge statement that RH Peterson makes, that they do that for the customer. And the installer's going to love it. Salespeople are going to love it. Of course, the customer's going to love it. That's a really, really smart move. So another question for this is, how do you work with, feedback from these installers or services or whatnot? Because I know that you have on staff, you have your support, but for the folks in the field, they're actually doing the repairs on that stuff and they call for questions, so they have feedback. Do you as a company respond to that? Do you maybe make changes based on feedback you hear?
Oh, absolutely. In fact, we've developed product out of the feedback that we get from installers and from dealers in particular. So we also host 4 times a year, either via Zoom call or in person, a dealer council.
Hmm.
So we bring the dealers that are most familiar with our product, that have that experience, and we bring them in and we listen to what they have to say. We essentially redesigned the AOG grill, which was a 23 or 24-year-old platform based on feedback that we have, and we're launching that in February of 26. But that a lot of what we've done there has been feedback from our dealers, our distributors, our factory reps, and then any consumer related issues that are brought up by our tech team.
That's excellent. Well, it's so good. I mean, there's so many great things about RH Peterson as a company, that you can have confidence in the products as a result of how this is approached.